Good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's press conference. At this time, for opening remarks and introductions, I'd like to turn the microphone over to Gladys Heldman, the founder and publisher of World Tennis Magazine. In 1970, indignant that promoters paid women tennis players 1/10 of what men earned, Ms. Heldman and 9 of the top women's players broke away from the establishment. The original 9 launched the Virginia Slims Tour and the Women's Tennis Association. Gladys is going to give a brief introduction to our players. This will be followed by a Q&A with Bobby Riggs and Billie Jean King. Go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, Marissa. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. Recently, Bobby Riggs has caused quite a stir. This past May, he beat top-seeded Margaret Court in what has come to be known as the Mother's Day Massacre, landing him on the cover of Sports Illustrated and Time magazines. He claims that women are inferior athletes, should not be paid equally, and should stay at home, specifically in the kitchen. And do I understand correctly, you've agreed to jump off the Pasadena Bridge if Billie Jean beats you in the upcoming match? Bobby, you can make the opening statement, and then we'll ask you to respond, Billie. And then we have some press in the room that will ask for questions. Bobby?
Personally, I wish the women would stay at home and do the kitchen work and take care of the babies and compete in areas where they can compete in, because it's a big mistake for them to get mixed up in these mixed-sex matches, because all it's going to do, and I'm glad for it, that's why I love it, it's going to put these women right back where they belong. When they have the slippers and the pipe, and they rush the pipe and the slippers, and they stayed at home. They were home builders. They didn't try to get out there and take the man's job away from them. And now they can't even do half as good a job, and they want the same kind of money.
A question from the press.
Yes, I have a question. The whole feminist thing, how important is that, Billie?
Yes, Billie.
I think the women's movement is making life better for all people, not just women. And I feel very strongly about it from that perspective.
Bobby?
I want to ask that girl a question over there. I know she's a liber. How do you think this 3 out of 5 set match is going to work out? Do you think it's going to be in Billie Jean's favor like she thinks it is?
He loved to create this whole promotion he was the male chauvinist, and women only belonged in the kitchen, at home, taking care of the kids, and blah, blah, blah. And so he generated this, and especially when he challenged Margaret Court. At that time, she was number 1. And so when he challenged her on Mother's Day, that became, I guess, the Mother's Day Massacre, and we were coming from Japan and stopped in Honolulu, and both Billie Jean and I ran to the TV set and realized that Margaret Court had lost that match. And I looked at her and she looked at me, and she said, I'm going to have to play him. I'm going to have to play him. I have to do it for women's tennis. I have to do it for women.
Live from the Astrodome in Houston, Texas, the tennis battle of the sexes, Billie Jean King versus Bobby Riggs. Hello again, everyone. I'm Howard Cosell. We're delighted to be able to bring you this very, very quaint, unique event. And this is our female expert tonight. Recognize her? Little Rosie Casals. There are the 2 players getting ready, and now I want to bring in our other resident expert, if I can get him over here. This gentleman is Eugene Scott, who is an international tennis player of note. So, Gene Scott, your view of tonight's match.
I think Rosie was exactly right in the scores, except she had the score flip-flop. Bobby Riggs will win 6-3, 6-4, 6-3.
Look at the tail of the tape. The age differential speaks for itself. All of the rest speak for themselves, and yet, and I'm concentrating on Gene Scott for the moment, Rosemary Casals, just to give him his shots before you take your shots at him. It's a fact, isn't it, that if they were both males, if Billie Jean King were a male, she actually excels over Riggs in such matters as velocity and hitting the ball. Is that true?
There's no question. If you had one of these rim tests, or if you had a high jump test, or a broad jump test, Billie Jean would win them all. This is more than that. This is not man versus woman in strength. This is psychological contest as well.
They have started the match just that way, that abruptly. Service, Billie Jean's, and fault. And he continues, Bobby Riggs does, to wear his warm-up jacket.
Just now to give Bobby a bad time, because her first volleys are very tough, very tough.
Advantage, Billie Jean King.
cuts out.
Dame Billie Jean King, and the crowd loves it.
Ladies and
Get
gentlemen,
ready to exchange cards,
Dame Billie Jean
and we'll
King.
be back with the Battle of the Sexes in a moment. Again, a reminder to those of you just tuning in, this has been some match before an all-time record tennis crowd.